This is my Empire's simulation, and oh boy was it difficult to make. So let me show you how I built it. To start, I added the capitals. As you can see right now, they're just a single white dot. But where are the empires? To make the empires, I first spent some time making an updates list. This keeps track of the cells that actually need to be updated, which means I don't have to waste time updating random cells that haven't changed, because not all the cells are going to change. We only want to change the cells on the border, because in the middle of the country, nothing's going to be happening, nothing's going to be changing. And now we have our first empire. It's only white right now, so I decided to add some color. Oh, and just in case you were wondering why the empires form this square shape, this tilted square, it's because each cell only checks the cells that are directly above or next to it, not diagonals, causing the empires to grow in this shape. After adding color, I noticed a problem. The empires were leaving a lot of territory unexplored because they couldn't travel through water. So I changed the rules and allowed them to travel through shallow water. At the same time, I also made the empires translucent so that you would be able to tell whether they were on water or on land. And since I was already improving the aesthetics, I decided to give them borders too, because having just plain transparent countries seems a little silly to me. At this point, the simulation was starting to get pretty slow, so I worked on improving the performance. I made several optimizations, including improving how the updates list worked. I also changed the terrain colors and added a camera that lets you zoom in, zoom out, and move around the map. Now for the fun part. The empires currently just expand until they run into each other. But that's kind of boring. We want them to have wars, fight, and conquer the map. So I needed to figure out what would determine the strength of an empire. I decided to give each empire 5 variables. 3 of them are what I like to call resource variables, representing resources that the empire has to manage. The other 2 I like to call government variables, which determine how those resources are distributed. Each empire has a population, an economy, and a military. Those are our resource variables. The government has to decide how much money to invest into the population. This would be our first government variable. The more it invests, the faster the population grows. However, the economy can only support a certain population size. So if the population is too small, it will grow toward the size the economy can support. But if the population gets too large, it will shrink back down. Then the empire has another decision to make. How many people should be drafted into the military? A certain percentage of the population can be drafted, but of course, having a military costs money to maintain. This is one of the reasons why having a massive military can be the downfall of a massive empire. Because having a massive military will cause the empire to waste too much money and go bankrupt, causing its downfall. Now that I have functioning governments, I decided to figure out what actually determines which empire wins. The power an empire has in a particular cell depends on 2 main things: military power and distance from the capital. I wanted military strength to matter, but I didn't want the strongest empire to automatically conquer everything. At the same time, I didn't want distance from the capital to matter so much that military strength became almost irrelevant. Eventually, I found a balance that worked pretty well. And then I spent way too long working on the camera. And when I say way too long, I mean days. I had a few bugs, which caused more bugs, which caused even more bugs, but eventually I finally got it working. Oh, and I also changed the capital so that they're drawn every frame and properly fit inside a single grid square. With all of that done, you can finally watch the simulation run. In case you were wondering how I was able to generate this nice, cool terrain with these awesome mountains, you can go check that video out on my channel. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and may God bless you. While running the simulation, I stumbled upon this tiny empire enclosed inside of a mountain, separate from the rest of the world. Do you think this empire would have become a massive world conqueror, or would it have been wiped out at the very beginning of the run? Let me know your opinion down in the comments.